Hi, everyone. I wanted to welcome you all to our podcast, The Two Dope Black Doulas. And so, in this podcast, we wanted to introduce ourselves and to tell you a little bit about us and our journey. So, my name is Brittany Jones, and
I'm Danielle Watson Murray.
we are two doulas in the Triangle area that have become certified as doulas and are trying to make a wave in the space, especially for, Black and brown moms in this area. So today we just wanted to talk about a little bit about ourselves, introduce ourselves, and we're going to talk a little bit about our journey to becoming moms. So both of us are mothers. So I'll start off with myself. My name is Brittany Jones. As I said, I am a consultant focusing on mental health. I also am a doula. I'm a mom of two. I have a son who is 11 and a daughter who is 3. So that's a little bit about me. And then we'll go into the conversation about becoming a mother after Danielle introduces herself.
Yes, thank you, Brittany. As mentioned, my name is Danielle Watson Murray. I am a mother of 3, almost 4 boys. I am a wife. My daily job right now, beside being a mom and a wife, I do work in higher education, but my passion is with my doula work. As Brittany said, we started this journey together a little less than a year ago. So I would love to tell you all more about what brought me to being a doula. But yes, we are excited to be here. So I'll jump it back over to Brittany.
Yeah, so just a little bit about my journey into becoming a mom. So I became a mom unexpectedly.
I feel like we all have. Only when you're in like your 30s, you're like, I am going to plan this out to a T.
Right. So I was always, the way I was brought up, like you plan it out, everything, you
Get
plan it out to a T.
married,
Right, right. And so
baby.
we were married, me and my husband, we were married when I got pregnant, but we weren't like necessarily planning to get pregnant, it just happened.
Mhm.
But I remember I went to the doctor and I was like, I'm feeling dizzy and I'm having headaches and this is not
Dead
typical for
giveaway.
myself. But no, so the doctor was like, okay, you've been off your birth control. Like, I think you're just having a lot of stress. Like, you're not pregnant. Like, here's birth control. Like, you're good. And so yes.
I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
So I told her I had to advocate for myself in that moment, and I was just like, no, like something's definitely different. Like this is not like how I normally am. I normally don't have headaches. I'm
Right.
dizzy. So I told her to give me a blood test to determine if I was
Absolutely.
pregnant, and she did. And she called me later on that night. I was like, congratulations. I was like,
Okay.
I knew.
So I didn't know this part. So wait, let's back up real quick. Did she apologize for pretty much misdiagnosing you? Can you imagine if you did not advocate for yourself and took a
Right. And I just
whole
started
like
taking birth control and it was like, yeah, like
right?
it's
Why wouldn't
good.
he giving you a blood test or even just be like, let's check this first
Well, I
to
think
rule it
part
out?
of that, just to like part of it was when I came in, I told her I'd taken a urine pregnancy test and it wasn't positive. But when
Hmm.
we went back home afterwards, I looked at it and the second line was like faint. It was like
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're like, oh, wait a
But
minute.
no, to answer your question, no, she did not apologize.
Sorry.
And that wasn't a thing. It was just like, oh, congratulations. Okay, we can start seeing you now in our
Oh my gosh.
OB area and we'll get those appointments scheduled and everything. But
Oh wow.
and then
Wow,
with
wow,
my
wow.
daughter, I was pregnant during the pandemic. So that was a whole thing, like finding
So
out,
different.
just like everybody else, all locked down
Right.
during the pandemic, ended up
Look, too much time on your hands. Okay.
ended
Got
up
the baby.
pregnant. And I think our second time we were like, it wasn't really planned. I mean, we were talking about it for a while, like
Right.
having another, but it wasn't necessarily like we're gonna do this now. But I mean, I felt like a little bit more prepared because I'd already been through pregnancy before, and
Right.
but the pregnancy during the pandemic presented its own challenges and everything. So we worked through it. We're here.
Oh my. Oh my. Okay. So, it's funny. I feel like my journey was the beginning journey was kind of the same. So I have, like I said, three boys, so one on the way. We have a 16-year-old. And at that time, my husband, who was my boyfriend, but we were dating at that point all through college. I had just graduated. And this is 2008. So I was on birth control already because at that point we had moved in, planning our lives together. I had just started my first real job, like grown up job. So I was just like, gosh, I've been so tired. And again, because it was a new job, I was just like, I'm just trying to get used to everything. Unfortunately, my
Right,
dad had gotten sick. Like it was a lot going on. So I was like, okay, it's travel, all these new things. I'm just so
right,
tired. I'm so nauseous, like
right.
literally nauseous every day. And I was just like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test. Now, this whole time I was taking the shot, not realizing my 23, 24-year-old self that it was time for another shot. But because I always did that when I was on campus,
Mm-hmm.
I
Right,
missed my shot. Did not even realize it. I was
right,
just like, oh,
right. That
so I
slip
took a
up.
pregnant, right. I took a pregnancy test and did the same thing. I was like, see, it's negative. I was just like, "Ugh, I need to go to the doctor."
Right.
So as usual, the doctors are like, okay, well, give it 2 weeks. That's the next time we have an appointment. I was just like, okay, no rush. They're telling me what to take over the counter for my stomach. I'm like, cool.
Oh
And then literally
no.
something told me like a week later, I was like, I looked at my calendar, and this is before all the great apps they have now. I was like,
Right, right.
wait a minute. I was like, no, 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 no. It's been like 4 weeks. My period, even throughout taking birth control in college, my period was never late. So it was
Mm,
new to me in my head. Again, they keep telling you, oh, it's stress.
right.
You took a home pregnancy test, it's negative. Took it again, literally went in the shower, totally forgot about it. I'm like getting dressed, and I was like, oh, I go back in the bathroom. I was like, oh,
Like, oh my God, shocker. Oh my
it's like,
God.
it's broken. So
I
I'm like,
need my mom. Like,
I
what's
need my
happening?
mommy. Literally how I found out, and then booked an appointment at a doctor the next day or so. And of course they were like, yeah, your blood test, everything came back, congratulations.
Wow.
And we were in shock. And I think because in our eyes, we still were teenagers, but mind you, we were literally mid-20s, you
Yeah.
know.
I think that's always the case. Like, you're taught like in our generation, we're taught to like you wait to have kids. You don't want to be a teen mom. You want to wait and all of that. So like
Then you get
even
a
when you're in your
husband, wait till you have a
20s,
house,
when yeah, and you're
after
so when you get in your
college.
20s, you're like, "Oh no, wait a minute. I haven't accomplished all of these things that like it's been instilled in me that I should have accomplished." And this is
Facts.
happening. So like, am I really ready? Am I an adult? Like, I'm not even really supposed to be having sex. You know what
Right. It's like, don't tell anyone. But apparently I got knocked up.
I
I'm about to have
mean?
sex, okay? Like,
Right.
literally, that's all that I thought about when the doctor confirmed with us. And my husband is like, the first thing he said is, your mom's gonna kill me. Like,
Right.
like just and the doctor looked, and I saw him look at his face like, why would his mom, I was like,
Right.
and we had to explain to this doctor who is a white doctor. I was like, listen, in the black household, and also our family, we're Caribbean or Jamaican, like we don't do that.
Right.
We do
Right.
not. Whether I was dating him since I was 18 or not, it doesn't matter. We were not
Right.
married. Like they were
Right.
already not happy that we were living together.
Right.
So yeah, that's how we we found out about our first. And then, and we'll talk a little about bit more about this in some other episodes, but literally when we figured out, our baby was born early and all these things that happened to him, which are he's fine now and always was fine actually.
Oh
We
wow.
had a 14-year difference between him and our oldest, or soon to be middle children, our twins. We wanted to get pregnant when our son turned like 3 or 4. We were like, yeah, we feel like we're old enough now. We're about to hit 30.
Right.
Did not realize all of the things of infertility that happens, especially to Black women, and Black families when you're trying to have another baby.
Right.
And, things people say and things nosy people are like, why don't you give him a sibling? why don't you stay out of my uterus?
Right, right. Because everybody's always like, when are you gonna get? Are you having more?
Are you,
When are you gonna give him more? Are
when are
you
you gonna
like,
give him one? He's getting
it's
older
getting
now.
late. It's getting
Right. Time is
late.
ticking for you. Ma'am, get out of my uterus. Uh, so yeah, so we eventually had the twins in 2022. So I would love to tell that journey. And then we unexpectedly, and by the way, it was a spontaneous pregnancy of the twins. So that was already like, whoa. And then spontaneous pregnancy again at the ripe age of 41 of having another one.
Oh, but it's gonna be so much fun and your twins.
Wild. I know, twins. So yes, we have a 16-year-old, 2-year-old twins, and a newborn, an infant on the way.
Yay.
Insanity.
Well, like I said, I just wanted this first episode was just to introduce ourselves. We plan on getting into digging deeper into some more topics later on in some later podcasts, but stay tuned to Two Dope Black Doulas. We'll definitely be talking things, a lot of things about the issues that we face in our community as Black and Brown people, just things that are like unspoken in our community that we experience and we kind of just go through them and not really talk about them. So Danielle and I are excited to get that going and get more, awareness around these things and talking about them. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Thank you.